Hello everybody, what is going on? This is Marcus and we are here for the second episode of Mark Us on Top. Now, that is the name that I decided on. Yeah, thank you to everyone who suggested some ideas for names, like Legendary Laddering was another one I really liked, or like Going for Glory, I don't know, there was just like a bunch of cool names, also like VGC 216 or whatever. And yeah, in the end, I decided to go with Mark Us on Top. Yeah, I don't know, because that's what we're kind of trying to go for, going for the top. So thank you to everyone who suggested like puns with Mark Us, like Marcus, like my first name. You get it? It's like funny, you know? Okay. Anyway, so yeah, that'll be the name for the series, and we are here on BattleSpot, VGC 16 rules, and I am using the team that I used at a mid-season showdown just recently, where I had like this poll and you could decide which team I would use, and it was like Kyogre, Dialga, Trick Room team. I just made another game, as you can see on like the bottom screen. I played another game and I like recorded it and like said all the stuff about the name and so on, so maybe I missed something. Anyway, but like there was like lags on the recording, and I decided, yeah, like the game wasn't very good anyway. Like this guy had like a Lapras and he would just spam Sheer Cold, and I don't know, just some strange stuff happened. Like he went for like Magic Code with his Cresselia even though there was like no reason for him to do so, and I don't know. So we are here with our fourth game on BattleSpot, second episode of Mark Us on Top, because once again we want to be on top, and now we're facing a Japanese player with a rating of 1500, but yeah, a lot of good players are just starting playing, so this looks like a very competitive team, I would guess. Having a Gothitelle instead of where we do have a Cresselia, and then he has like Kyogre, Cresonias as his restricted mons. Actually, it reminds me a little bit of a team that Shin used to win one of the Gloria qualifiers, which was based on like a Generation Showdown team. Like he also had like Weaver, Mansk, Xerneas, Kyogre, but he had like a Cresselia and Marval over Goth and Amoonguss. So I do think that Amoonguss could make a showing here, since it's so good in Trick Room. And we have to take care. Like our opponent could go for Weavile and Solomon's leads or something like that, since that's like the fast mode of the team. So I want to have Dialga. Dialga also has Lumberry, so that fares well against the Amoonguss. And now what do we want to get like trapped in theory, if he wants to go for that option? You know what? Kind of want to go with Lando. Do I like this? I'm not sure. I think going for Kangaskhan over the Landorus right here could have been a good choice, but like we don't really need Cresselia right here. I mean, Cresselia is obviously there for like the dreaded Kyogre plus Cresselia combination, going for the skill swap to reset the weather against Groudons. But since our opponent also has a Kyogre, we don't really need to set up our weather. And yep, there it is, Weavile and Salamence, just as we thought. And yeah, so I thought Amoonguss is probably more important in this matchup, but I definitely could have gone for the Kangaskhan instead of the Landorus here. But we'll see how things will play out. Dialga though pretty important here, and yeah, you don't want to go with Cresselia if your opponent has like Gothitelle, Weavile, and I don't know, like Cresselia is good in Trick Room, like to set up Trick Room, but it just doesn't have the offensive pressure that Dialga does, and yeah, not the typing to combat with a Weavile right here. So, and Lando obviously also has U-turn, which is something that could come in handy against the Gothitelle, so that's what I wanted to do here. So I could set up the Trick Room, but I think that's probably what he wants me to do, since he expects that as well. So I could go for the Explosion actually. We're Choice Band, but he could just also go for like an Ice Attack on Orlando. This is tough. I think we'll Boom. So I actually got my hands on one of the rare Telepathy Japanese event Dialgas. So thanks to whoever gave him that, I don't really remember who it was. But thanks a lot for that, and that actually allows us to go for, yeah, spread type attacks here. Goes for the Fake Out to prevent the Trick Room, that is fine, and he will also go for the Hyper Voice. So we are intimidated, but let's see how much this Explosion can do here. He probably did not expect that, despite being like a Japanese player, so they actually had that event. It can only be modest, but that is just fine for my purposes here, for the Trick Room. And yeah, unfortunately we were not able to set up Trick Room right here, but yeah, it brings the Weavile down to its Focus Sash. Salamence is heavily damaged as well, and I think I want to go into my Kyogre right now. Or I could go into Mungus and go for the Rage Powder and Trick Room. Since my Mungus actually has Cobra Berry, now I have to think. Will I be able to survive this? Yeah, he probably has Gothitelle and Kyogre in the back, and Dialga would beat that. However, I'm a little bit afraid that his Gothitelle might have Heal Pulse. But you know what? If I go into Kyogre, it's like a prediction game, because he could go for a double edge on the Kyogre. Though, you know what? That actually wouldn't have done too much damage. Yeah, probably switching into Kyogre would have been the better play here. Because this Dialga does not have... But this Dialga, like, does not have Protect. So, yeah, he can just double target it with a potential, like, Low Kick and Draco Meteor to knock it out. And I really want to have the Trick Room up. So I'm actually going for the Rage Powder, I think. Even though that's kind of predictable. Yeah, but he's not going to expect Cobra Berry, is he? Yeah, so I'm going for the Rage Powder, and just let's see what happens. Hopefully he goes for Hyper Voice, because then that would mean that Amoonguss is definitely going to survive that turn. Ooh, he goes for the knockoff. No, our Cobra Berry is gone now. How could he know? And the Draco. Okay, that is perfect though. Okay, so this Amoonguss is a little bit different than one I was featuring on like a Showdown Live earlier this year. Since, yeah, back then I ran a Focus Sash variant with Effect Spore. However, in this particular team, I think you can like switch around a lot more than in the other one I had, because you have Dialga that is bulky, you have like Kyogre that is bulky, you have Cresselia that is bulky, and Amoonguss, so between those, also Kangaskhan kind of bulky with my EV spread at least, and yeah, so you can switch around a little bit, so Regenerator probably a little bit more useful. And things are actually looking pretty good, unless he has Ice Shard on this Weavile. Now, do I want to risk it? Yeah, I think I do want to risk it, actually. Knock Off, Icicle Crash, Fake Out, and Low Kick is probably the most standard set. If he has Ice Shard, that would be really bad, though. Yeah, I'm still going for it. I could have protected Amoonguss, probably. And he has Ice Shard. Oh, I should have protected Amoonguss, really. Yeah, that was foolish. Because now, if his Gothitelle has Heal Pulse, and I think it does, then it'll be very difficult for us to outdamage his Kyogre. If he brought Gothitelle and Kyogre in the back, that is. So his Salamence is at -2, but this is still going to do a little bit of damage to our Dialga. But Dialga's pretty bulky, you know, so takes that just well. Yeah, I really should have anticipated the Ice Shard. Yeah, the original team, or the Generation Showdown team, like the team I had in mind or I used in the past at some point, did not have Ice Shard, so I got like tricked into thinking that maybe this is like the similar team, you know, but maybe it's not. So his Kyogre comes in here, and yeah, if I still had Amoonguss, that would have been just fine, but now things are a little bit bad. I could have switched into Kyogre even to get like Regenerator health back, and then yeah, you never know. Yeah, the fact that he went for the knockoff was probably a tell that he did not have Low Kick, as I'm guessing he wanted to double target the Dialga that turn. But yeah, the more you know. So, could go for a Water Spout, or I could go for the Origin Pulse. Now, it depends on what I think that his Kyogre is about. If I expect it to be like min speed, then it's like we're probably like speed tying, and then if he hits us first and has Thunder, then our damage output would be like significantly lower. But Origin Pulse can obviously miss. But yeah, he's Gothitelle. I don't know, I just want to play it safe and kind of play it safe and go for the Origin Pulse. As he protects his Kyogre. Okay, so I have to hit this Origin Pulse on the Salamence. That would be great. And it does connect. Okay, so this should knock out the Salamence. Despite it being resistant, yep. Since we're in the rain and Kyogre is just Kyogre, you know. So we're down to 2-2. And let's see, what does he have in the back? That looks like Gothitelle. And it is Gothitelle. So, yeah, I'm expecting it to have Heal Pulse, so I really want to knock this thing out, because before I can like target down that Kyogre, Now, do we want to go for the Water Spout or the Urchin Pulse once again? Yeah, I'm going for the Urchin Pulse, for the same reason than the turn before. He goes for the Helping Hand, that's probably Helping Hand Thunder, I'm guessing. And he just Water Spouts, wow, okay. So maybe he doesn't have Thunder after all. But what? That knocks out Dialga? Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Not even a critical hit. Ah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, he probably also has Origin Pulse and Water Spout. Though you don't really need Origin Pulse in my opinion if you have like Heal Pulse on Gothitelle, which he probably has. Also has the Citrus Berry right there. And yeah, I don't think there's like much I can do. I could try and stall out Trick Room, I guess. But yeah, that's just not really a point, so yeah. Good game from my opponent. I definitely should have kept the Amoonguss alive. That would have helped a lot. Since I could have put like the Gothitelle to sleep and the Kyogre to sleep as well, and yeah. So he finishes off the game with another Water Spout, and we're actually losing this game. Yeah, really kicking myself a little bit about losing that Amoonguss. Yeah, so Ice Shard on Weavile. I'm not sure how strong it actually is, but having a priority attack is definitely cool. So it's something to watch out for in the future, I guess. Yeah, had I protected there, that would have been so great, or just switched out. But the more you know, so learning a little bit more about what people are trying to offer on the Weaviles is definitely interesting here. And so we lost the first game in this episode, but maybe we can climb back in the second game, hopefully. And yeah, so a little bit more about the team. So I touched on this a little bit. The items are a little bit difficult to maneuver around with a team like this because, you know, like Amoonguss, Dialga, Cresselia, like all of them could technically use Citrus Berry, as we do find another Japanese opponent with a rating of 50 and 48. So yeah, I do have Citrus Berry on Cresselia, and then I do have Cobra Berry on Amoonguss to take on those flying attacks like Brave Bird from Talonflame, for example, if it's in Trick Room, or like Salamence outside of Trick Room. And then I also do have Dialga that has Lumberry to tech against the Smeargle matchup a little bit, because if I didn't have the Lumberry anywhere, then Smeargle would just like Dark Ward everything and things wouldn't be very pretty. So our next opponent of the day also is running a team with Kyogre and Xerneas as his two restricted mons. This time around though, it seems like it is not a Trick Room team, but rather a team that has Thundurus for speed control with Thunder Wave. So Dialga looks pretty good in this matchup just based on his typing, and like it can deal with Thundurus, with like Dragon Pulses. It has Flash Cannon for the Xerneas, Dragon Pulse for like the Salamence and so on. So you get the idea. And the only thing that can really damage it is like Kangaskhan, for example. So Dialga looks nice, and I could go for the Landorus once again, to be honest. Yeah, you know what? That looks actually pretty cool. Though Kangaskhan also nice, like the damage output of Kangaskhan is pretty good in this matchup, I think. His Ditto is a little bit threatening. I could actually bring Kangaskhan in the back and then also have Kyogre in the back. So we're not bringing Cresselia here and not bringing Amoonguss. Isn't that a good choice? Yeah, I don't know. I think the reason why I do think that Landorus could do some work here is that yeah, like he has like Thundurus as probably his only option to shut down Trick Room with Taunt, and yeah, these days Thundurus most of the time do not really have the space for HP Ice or like the reasoning to use HP Ice anymore, as Landorus is not on every team anymore, unlike in VGC 15. So yeah, Landorus generally like a hard counter to Thundurus these days. So he leads off with Kangaskhan and Kyogre, and that is a little bit threatening. And it looks like the recording is once again having some lags. Wow. That is really annoying. I was testing some settings earlier for like streaming, because I kind of wanted to go like back on like streaming a little bit on Twitch, and I might stream later today if I figure out the settings. But yeah, I'm not sure what I did, but I changed some stuff probably, and that made it like so that it's now lagging if I'm recording. I have to change that again, I guess, but yeah, we'll just have to deal with it for this episode, but I'll fix it for the next one. So, I kind of want to go for the Trick Room, but I don't really have any switches for his Kyogre. Yeah, that is actually a good lead for my opponent here. Hmm. Yeah, I'm guessing he would fake out the Lando, but I don't really have any choice here. Since we did not bring a Mungus, I don't really have anything to switch in here on the like fake out plus water sprout probably. So I'm just going to explode, and if he targets my Lando with the fake out, well, great. That means that we will get up the Trick Room at least. But he targets Dialga, so he does want to try to prevent the Trick Room from going up here. But now we have our little surprise in Explosion, and that worked just perfectly. So yeah, generally that is not really what I did with this team at the mid-season showdown at least. Like, actually, oh, this was like a best of 3 mid-season showdown, and wow, Landers just picks up both KOs. Wow, amazing. And yeah, basically I just wanted to boom in like one game, because if the opponent knows that you are banned Lando and you have the explosion, then they're yeah, like they will try to play around, obviously. But yeah, in like one of the games I generally would do it, or I would try to do it if I would bring Dialga over Cresselia in the matchup. But yeah, it worked out pretty nicely here, which is kind of fun. And it also means that I can now switch in my own Kangaskhan for the fake out, and then I will be guaranteed to get up Trick Room. And things are looking good. And he does have Ditto. Okay, so he will transform into a Dialga. He did not want to transform into our plain Kangaskhan. That would have been fun. But okay, so he transforms into Dialga, and now he has our speed and our moves, and he sees our moveset that he can also see, so he knows about Flash Cannon, but is it going to help him? I don't think so. We also do have the Kyogre in the back, which is kind of good. So a play he could make probably is go for like a Trick Room himself. Yeah, that is actually concerning. Like, he could go for the Trick Room. Huh. But I don't know, I just want to go for fake out Trick Room and see what he does. Maybe he's like Choice Scarf and then he can't really go for the Trick Room, or I don't know what he would be with your Ditto, like Life Orb. Then he could go for the Trick Room, predicting us to go for the Trick Room. And he goes for the Protect with his Xerneas, which is fine. Yeah, to burn the fake out, and then he goes for the Dragon Pulse. Okay. So we will be able to set up Trick Room, and next turn I can just go for a Flash Cannon and return onto his Xerneas to knock it out, and yep, that should be the end of this game. Yeah, Flash Cannon is a nice little thing to have on Dialga, or like Iron Head is something that I saw Black Hopper use on his Dialga, which is kind of interesting as well, because you really want to be able to hurt Xerneas. Like, being a Steel type and still losing to Xerneas is not a very pleasant feeling. And if you don't have like a support to set up Trick Room, for example, then you can still lose to Xerneas with your Dialga if it is able to get up the Geomancy, because yeah, Flash Cannon does not really as much damage. As you can see, like, it wouldn't have been a 2-hit KO had he gotten up the Geomancy before. So yeah, I can see the reasoning behind like having Iron Head over Flash Cannon on Dialga. So he probably predicted me, I don't know, to go for the Trick Room or whatever, but he wanted to try to reverse it or something. But yeah, that is not going to help him here, as he just forfeits the game. Okay, so once again, I'm sorry for like the lags on the recording. I will look into going back to the settings I had before, and then things should be fine again. But I hope you could still hear me through all of this, and wow, that was not a very nice face to have my cam freeze. But anyway, so this will be it for this episode. If you want to like get a notification or anything when I'm streaming on Twitch, I will link my channel in the description, and will probably go live if I can manage to figure out the settings. I should go live in like at like, okay, time conversion, 7 p.m. European Central Time, but I'm not sure what that is. I don't know. Just follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description as well, or you can see it down here on my new nice overlay. So, oh, and I have to not forget revealing the joke. In Gengar's comment of the day by Yoshi PL, Primal Groudon walks into a bar, but there's no counter. Got it? Yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So that is Gengar's comment of the day for today. If you have more funny Pokemon jokes, make sure to let me know. I thought about some, but I didn't really come up with anything good, or I didn't really remember anything good. But I'm bad with jokes anyway. So if you have a cool joke, then yeah, make sure to leave it in the comments as well, and maybe you'll be picked for Gengar's comment of the day for the next episode. So yep, that's basically it for this episode. Hello, by the way, to all the new subscribers that came over from Aaron's channel, and thanks a lot for Aaron to like giving me a shout out there. And that's it for this episode. If you like what I saw, make sure to leave a like and subscribe and so on. And yeah, see you next time. Bye.